So, what is the difference between a topic and a theme? Well, at its most basic, a topic is going to be bigger than a theme. A theme is going to be a smaller, more focused idea, but more importantly, you want to think about topic being what something is about, whereas theme is going to be what the author is saying about a particular topic. So let's take a closer look here. When we have theme, we're looking at the central message that's shown through the writing. So, shown through things like the way that the characters behave, the way that the mood of the story plays out, the things that happen in that story. Versus topic is going to be the subject matter that is discussed in that writing. So, take for instance the story you read earlier this week, The Fun They Had. The topic of that is going to be school, or school in the future, or you know, school at home. That's the topic, but theme is what that story is going to be saying. And depending upon your interpretation of The Fun They Had, the themes can be kind of all over the place and saying different things about that topic. So a theme is also, moving down to that second piece, it explains why a particular piece of writing was written. Authors don't just write things, release them, have you read them for the heck of it. It is coming from something that that writer wants to say. And you yourselves, when you write, you're writing about something for a reason. There's a reason that a memory stands out to you, or that a story that you want to create out of fiction seems like a good idea. So the theme is going to be the why, whereas the topic is the what. What is this about? The other thing about theme, which makes it slightly different from a moral or a lesson, whereas with a fable, you'll come right out and say at the end that the moral of the story is this, or that's why you should blah, 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 blah. But the theme is not going to be directly stated. That's going to be something you're going to have to infer through details in the text. And then finally, the theme is going to be specific because it's a position, it's an opinion, it's a stance, it's a perspective. It's that writer's point of view on whatever topic that you're taking up. So again, with The Fun They Had, the topic is school. That theme is going to be what the author thinks, which in the case of The Fun They Had, you could make the argument that perhaps the theme there is that virtual teachers, mechanical teachers as it is in the story, can never take the place of a actual physical school building. And that sort of seems to be one of the themes happening there. So again, when we're looking at theme versus topic, theme is going to be an opinion. It's going to be a perspective, a point of view about a topic, whereas topic is going to be much more general about what the story is about, whereas theme is the why. So a couple things that we want to think about with our theme statements when we're trying to summarize what the theme is. We do want to express the theme as a more general comment on the subject. We don't want to have it as just a subject. We want it to be a comment or that perspective. We want to try to avoid using cliches, want to try to avoid familiar sayings if we can, to express the theme in our own words. Things like, if at first you don't succeed, try again, is not as interesting, I think, as you finding a way to express that in your own words. We also want to, again, use qualifying words. We don't know anything for sure. In the case of All Summer in a Day, you're not Ray Bradbury, and neither am I, so we don't know exactly what he was trying to say. So we want to say things like sometimes or often, may, to qualify it in that way. Finally, we want to make sure that our theme statements are general, not general as far as like the topic, but we're not using character names in the story. We're not using specific settings. Instead of, something in the story we'll read today, Earth is specific to this story, but the idea of home or the place you used to live, things like that, is going to be more general and have more application to the real world instead of just this story. So let's do a quick check here. Here is a fable where I've removed the moral, because usually the moral would just be at the end here. But, excuse me. When we're going to take in a theme, we just want to take a look at it and let's see what we've got here. So this is a fable called The Pitcher and the Crow. A crow perishing with thirst saw a pitcher, and hoping to find water, flew to it with delight. When he reached it, he discovered to his grief that it contained so little water that he could not possibly get at it. He tried everything he could think of to reach the water, but all his efforts were in vain. At last, he collected as many stones as he could carry and dropped them, one by one with his beak, into the pitcher, until he brought the water within his reach and thus saved his life. So, a story there, a short one about a pitcher and a crow, and got a couple options here for you that I want you to think about. Which one of these would make the best theme statement? So we can have A, a thirsty crow will do whatever it takes to get water. B, trying out creative solutions can help solve problems. Or C, giving up. So hopefully B is the answer that stood out to you. A thirsty crow will do whatever it takes to get water. If you remember back, that is going to be talking about specific characters, which is what we don't want to do. That third one, giving up, is really just a topic. That's kind of what the story is about. But B, trying out creative got ahead of myself. B, trying out creative solutions can help solve problems is a better option, the best out of those three. So hopefully that helped clear up the difference for you between topic and theme. Next up, we'll go through and take a look at some background information for the story for today, All Summer in a Day.